This video is to discuss a little bit about net joint moments, inverse dynamics, and how all that was used to get the results from the paper discussed in my journal club number 9. The purpose of that paper was to, one, quantify relative effort. So according to ChatGPT, relative effort in the context of joint moments refers to the amount of force or torque generated by a particular muscle or muscle group around a joint during a specific movement, which just sounds like net joint moment. So net joint moment is the force required at a joint to obtain a movement. But how relative effort was calculated in the paper was you have net joint moment that was produced during a movement at a certain instance, and then divided by the max possible net joint moment that can be produced at that specific angle. Typically, when you want to calculate max net joint moment, you can strap someone to a dynamometer, like a Biodex, kind of like a leg extension machine, and then you have them kick out as hard as you can against like a stationary pad, and then the amount of force that is being produced can be used to calculate moment. The issue is because this is all done during a clean, we can't necessarily put people in a chair in fixed positions that mimic a clean. So how all that was done was through a model that was used, and there are some limitations there because, like, if you saw the post, like, some net joint moments were above 100% of what could actually be produced. So anyway, a little bit more about net joint moment. So if you want to calculate moment or torque at the elbow while you're like holding like a dumbbell here, right? So you have your weight in your hand. Weight can be calculated as mass times gravity. So that's your force, and then distance is the distance from where that force is applied to joint you're interested in. So you have calculation of torque or moment, which is just force times distance. So that is how torque or moment is calculated at the elbow. Same concept can be applied when figuring out torque in a squat. So you have your force data, so your ground reaction forces, and then with your movement data, so your kinematic marker data, or markerless, that information can be used to calculate forces and torque at the ankle, right? So you're starting from center of pressure, then you go from the ankle. That information can then be used to calculate moment and forces at the knee, and then that information can then be used to calculate moments and forces at the hip. So all this can be done throughout the entire time series data from start to finish of a clean pull. And that's what Dr. Kipp did in this paper to get calculated net joint moments across the movement. That's a little bit about net joint moments, inverse dynamics, of how relative effort was calculated in that paper. So now as you kind of take that information from this paper and wanting to apply it, this paper ultimately didn't show us anything brand new that we didn't already know. Like, bottom line, getting stronger helps you lift more, makes like lifting a certain load easier. Like, we already knew that. Like, getting stronger is just gonna help performance overall. What is novel about this paper is because it's based on time series data, and like the time series data in graphs is like provided, we can identify where exactly during the lift increasing your strength or increasing your speed strength will benefit the most from. So mostly I'm looking at like at the knee. At the knee, it's gonna be like during your first pull, that's where it's gonna really contribute the most. And then like the ankles as well. So being able to fully hit triple extension, there's just gonna be a lot of load or a lot of torque at those joints. So being able to get stronger in those joints is gonna really help you maximize your potential to lift more. And I say this every single time, like ankles, 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 but I really do not use my feet, so I just need to, just practice what I preach, bro. Like, it's in every single paper that I've like pretty much talked about so far, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully this was like short and sweet. I'm really trying to keep these like as short as possible. Any questions, obviously just ask. I love talking to myself, so bye.